I want to introduce to you the amazing Katie Bergtold, because as you can see, I have traveled to the amazing Santa Barbara with my family and things are just a little bit out of place. I'm like, oh my gosh, my AirPods aren't working, or, I didn't bring my stuff. But you know who's running it behind the scenes is Katie. You know who has my back behind the scenes is Katie. So I want to give you a big round of applause, my friend. I am so incredibly grateful for you and to have you on my team, because as many of you guys know, Katie Bergtold is our community manager, and she's also my right-hand woman supporting me every single step of the way. Could not be more honored to have you in our space and loving on our community. And so with that, Katie, we wanted to bring you on today to share a little bit of your experience as being community manager, but also what is your experience being within the QE program supporting these women, but also your manifestation testimonial, because you have just been blowing it out of the water, my friend.
Yes. Well, first of all, thank you so much. It's my honor to be part of this and to be able to support you. I love every second of it. Gosh, guys, I kind of want to start back in January of this year, which was a point in time where, quite honestly, I was really spinning. And I can't see your guys' comments, but if you want to drop a comment, if you relate to any of this, please do, because I get so nervous to get on camera and I would love to know if you're tracking with me. But yeah, I was spinning. I was stuck in the same patterns I had been stuck in, quite honestly, for most of my adult life. I was not happy with where I was financially. I knew I was living under my potential, which was honestly probably the biggest pain of all. And if any of you can relate to that too, I'd love to know. But it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking to look at my life and to look at where I was, because I knew it wasn't the life of my dreams. It was not what I had imagined for myself by any means. And I knew something needed to change. And to be perfectly honest, I knew something needed to change prior to that and for quite some time. But I sort of always let excuses get in the way. I would feel pulled towards something and feel excited and feel like it was the thing and I wanted to do it and it was what I had been waiting for. But then the mind would get in the way, right? I'd be like, oh, but I can't because, oh, but it's not the right time because. And the truth is, you guys, that's always going to be there. There's never going to be a quote unquote perfect time. And the reality is, if you're looking to up level, truly up level, if you want to change your whole life, you got to get a little uncomfortable to do that. And sometimes you have to take those steps that are a little bit uncomfortable. But what I can tell you is the payoff is so, so great. So kind of going back to where I was, I had met Ashley towards the end of 2020. We had really connected. I was following her, watching all her stories, checking out everything she did, because I just looked up to her and admired her so much. And she was really, even before I started working with her, a model of what I knew I wanted to step into. And then the opportunity came up in the spring for me to be part of her team, which I jumped on and has been the biggest blessing. But really, you guys, every month being in her space and having her really now as my mentor has just taken things up another level. I have some crazy manifestations I'll share with you in a moment, but it's not just that. It's how I feel internally. I feel like a completely different person than I did in January of this year. I feel more confident. I feel like I can successfully pursue the life of my dreams. I feel like my dreams are in reach, whereas before they felt so ridiculous and so intangible that I thought I'd never get there. And now I feel them in my grasp, and that's huge. But yeah, I've also had some really beautiful, tangible money manifestations too. So I'm just going to be really forthcoming with the numbers. Hopefully that doesn't make anyone uncomfortable, but I was making about $3,000 to $3,500 in a month for the last couple of years. And in June, I had my highest income month ever. I just calculated it before I got on so I can make sure it was accurate. But I made $7,200 in June, you guys, which for me is if you had told me this even in January of this year, I would have laughed, truthfully. I was in such a spiral with everything and such a spiral of disbelief in myself that I would have never thought that was possible for me. But here we are 6 months later, and that is how fast things can change for you. And I want you to get that. If you are not satisfied with where you are, things can change so, so fast. And I really want you to have that hope I hope I don't get emotional. I really want you to have that hope, because I felt hopeless for so much of my life. And I don't want that for any of you, because all of you are capable of what I've done. All of you are capable of what Ashley has done. Like, it's there for you. And if you feel a pull, you know, whatever it is, if it is to work with Ashley, if it is to join QE, know that that's there for a reason. And don't let that mind, like I heard a term a while ago I really like, to let that mind trash get in the way, because the mind is not your intuition. And that's what you need to be listening to. Intuition's here. It's not here. So stop listening to all those, you know, I'll do that when, I would love to do that, but maybe in 6 months, because you know what's going to happen? 6 months is going to turn into a year is going to turn into 2 years, and soon enough 5 years have passed and you are in the same place you were before. And I don't want that for you. It took 33 years of my life to gain confidence in myself. And I'm so blessed that I finally have that. And I'm so blessed that things are finally happening. And what I really want to express to you is that I don't want you to wait one more day feeling how you're feeling, because you can transform so quickly when you step up and take that leap. You have no idea.
Oh my goodness, Katie. Katie messaged me and she's like, Ashley, I had a download last night. She's like, I would love to share this. And I was like, yes, that is absolutely amazing. Katie, bring in all the amazing ideas as she always does. And I've known your story. Obviously, we witnessed it as we worked together and throughout. But to hear you share it that way, like, that's exactly it. And I remember that feeling the exact same way in my own story, in my own life, feeling helpless. And I was like, I need help. And I would ask other people and I would just get pat on the head and be like, oh, just pray about it, honey. I was like, no, I need guidance. Like, I need a step by step. I need support. And I felt like I wasn't, it's not that I wasn't supported, but I didn't have that. And so we finally found a community, right? We found the methodology, and suddenly things get to happen very, very quickly. And as you were mentioning in the beginning about, the most painful thing was knowing that you had this untapped potential that you could access. Like, you knew it was there, but how? And I'm so proud of you. First of all, I am honored to support you on that journey, but I am more importantly so proud of you for stepping into it, because a lot of people say they have money blocks, but really it's the action blocks. And you are doing the work and you were following. And then when the opportunity did come for us to work together, you said yes, wholeheartedly. And look at where you are now. I'm so proud of you when you said that income goal, because when I had talked with Katie in the beginning, I was like, what's your income goal? And I was like, okay, bump it up, bump it up, bump it up. And you're like, I would have laughed if I would have actually, known that over 7,000 was something that was possible for you. But if you believe it, it gets to be true for you.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And that was something you really helped with too, was stretching that. Because I know even when we first talked about it, I was kind of lowballing it. And you were like, well, what if it could be this? And I was like, what if it could be? And here we are. And it did happen. So yeah, you guys, there's something so powerful about getting the support. Like, I don't know if you're anything like me, but I, for a long time, would watch trainings, some of which honestly were far less amazing than Ashley's, but I would still be really inspired by the training, and I would be on fire for like a week, and then it would slowly decline and I would fall back into old patterns. There is something so powerful about having the support of someone who has walked the path you want to go down yourself. And that's what I love about Ashley. She has so much integrity. She will never teach you anything that she has not personally achieved or experienced herself. Like, she's achieved success and she knows how to get there, and she can show you how to get there. And that in and of itself is powerful. But then if you join QE, you're also part of this amazing community and all these women who are going to support you and link arms with you too. And there is something really powerful about that group energy and being in an environment where everyone is up leveling, because it is going to push you to get you to where you want to go.
Yes. And what's even more exciting is that anyone who does sign up for this brief window that we're opening QE before we raise the prices significantly for our next and upcoming launch, you get Katie as your accountability coach. How incredible is that? And Katie, as an accountability coach, you can tell how just fantastic she is. And she's doing the work right alongside of you, right? Like, because you know what it takes. Imagine it's not just a group program where people you plug into, and then you're solo. You just have to watch the content, and then you're in a Facebook group and you hope you get a good experience. No, you have someone who is supporting you, who has like the monthly accountability calls with you to make sure that you are moving the pin on your goals, on your business, and your intentions of whatever it is that you want to go. And oh my gosh, I'm so lucky I get to spend as much time with you as possible, whether it's on Voxer or email or all of the things, Katie. But for you guys in the group to have in QE, to have access to her as well, like we're together we rise. And just like Katie was saying, to link arms and go forward together, I mean, it is so incredible. So you've shared so much already, Katie. Is there anything else that you would share with our audience, someone who is curious about joining QE and they're like, ugh, like I really want to, and it sounds great, and these other people are getting results, but I don't know if that's for me. And you said, don't wait one more day, and that really resonated, but I still have some hesitancy because it is an investment and it's a whole year-long commitment. Like if they're having these hesitations show up for them, what would you say?
Yeah, I would say a couple things. First of all, again, it goes back to if you felt that pull, there's something there for you. And again, don't let that mind trash get in the way. That's not how you need to be making decisions. Make decisions from your heart. I promise things are going to go a lot better for you if you start making decisions from your heart. So that's number one. Number two, if you are in the program, you are going to succeed because you have Ashley. And like she mentioned, you have me too. And we are not going to let you fail. Like we are not going to let you fail. You have us every step of the way. You will be so held, like you will not fail. So that's number two. And number three is it's an investment. And also it goes back to what I was saying about things have to get a little uncomfortable if you want to up level, right? So if that is a little uncomfortable for you, I would say that means there's really something there for you too. That means you're on to something. You're on to that up level. There's always that thing you have to kind of push past to get to the next stage. And quite frankly, you guys, the price of this program, number one, is nothing compared to a lot of the coaching programs out there that are triple what Ashley's charging, especially at the rate it's at right now before it goes up. It is a steal. Also, I want you to think about that investment in terms of the rest of your life. So say you join QE and we'll lowball it and you start making an extra $2,000 a month. So over the course of a year, that would mean an extra $24,000. Over the course of 2 years, that would be almost $50,000 more dollars you made. And I'm pretty sure most of you would be willing to put down, right, about $7,000 if you knew that over the course of the next several years, you'd be making an exponential amount as a result of that. So don't just think about right now and the discomfort in the moment. Think about what that's going to bring you, you guys. And again, it's not just about the money by any means. It's about your life. Like, are you experiencing enough joy in all areas of your life, in your relationships, in your career, in your day-to-day life? Because if you're not feeling that, I want to tell you that that's not normal either. Like, yes, we all have our ups and downs, and that is part of life. And joy is your natural state. So if you're in a place where you're not feeling that joy, something needs to change, you guys. You are worth it. Life is precious. And I know that sounds like a cheesy, like Hallmark card line, but life really is precious, you guys, and it's not guaranteed. So really step into that now and step into your happiness and the life of your dreams now. Don't wait. Because again, I just don't want that time to pass for you where you stay in these patterns. I want you to experience that right now.
I was just thinking, so Katie and I, we love podcasts, and I was like, this is my favorite podcast episode, not only because of what you're sharing, but also how you're sharing it. I'm like, yes, life is precious. Like the wait is over. Our time is now. Like, don't waste it. You're worth it. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Like this is what we need playing in our subconscious mind as we're falling asleep. Like, You're so amazing, Katie.
Oh, right back
Thank
at you. You're a blessing. I love you.
Yeah. And what's really exciting is that you had talked about within 6 months. And even to think about not only my growth and where we're going as a company, where I'm going as a person, but where you're going in your career, etc. All of these things, it's only 6 months. Like, right. Wow. So wherever you're at, like listening to this, I want you to think about where you are and then envision in the next 6 months, doubling it, tripling it. And what would that look like? How would that feel? And are you ready for it? Because if you're ready for it, then again, the wait is over. Your time is now, and your success is inevitable, especially when you link arms with us. And the really amazing thing is that we've been there in that space of hopelessness, or like plateaued or feeling stuck. And we know what it's like. We know how to get out of it. And honestly, I talk about this with some of my clients too. They're like, I don't have all these certifications, and And I was like, you know what? Your experience is your credential. Because I would rather work with someone who has a lot of experience and who has done it and who has moved through and past it than someone who has all the certificates to their name but no life experience. And so that is something that our team definitely does so well. So Katie, gosh, thank you so much for sharing all of that. I love you. And again, so honored to support you and see all of the growth that is yet to come.